Now, if you guys are thinking, like, oh my goodness, me personally, guys, I feel sorry for this mama. Straight up. Now, bit of a background story with her is that she's actually reached out to that school for a whole year about this bullying situation. And here's the reaction. They done nothing about it. Now, I've had a situation with my son, where my son come to speak to me about bullying. I went to the teacher. I ended up going to the deputy principal. Kudos to Mr. Graham too from Ascot in Invercargill. On point, even though you're retired, mate, you're still awesome. So I went to Mr. Graham and I said to him about this bullying situation. My son was getting bullied by a few boys. I said to him, all right, I want something sorted now, or I want to see the parents and the kids here, a meeting here. He didn't want any of that, so he went in there and he dealt with the situation. After that, no bullying was happening to my son while he was there. So kudos to you, Mr. Graham. However, high school. Me personally, I think that high schools is a big issue. Big time. And the saddest part is that when it comes to high schools, they're all about the fucking emails. Excuse my language, emails. So I rang up the school, found out a bit of a bullying situation going on with my son. And then I said to them, gave them a call. And I said to them, do I need to call a meeting? I want to see the parents and the children. Oh, no, we can deal with that through an email. Like, these high schools, I understand that you guys have got a lot of work on you, on your plate. Have a talk, though, with Ministry of Education. Find out if you can find some sort of avenue to help the rangatahi understand about triggers, emotional responses, yeah? To see what's going on deeply inside to prevent them from going that deep into bullying. It's bad. Even the cyberbullying. Like, man. Another part with the cyberbullying, though, however, me personally, cyberbullying, it really comes from us parents. There's a lot of trolls, keyboard warriors, and the children are going to watch that. They're going to watch that and go, oh, yeah, okay, all right. They're sponges. They're going to take in what they see. And then, monkey see, monkey do. It's all about us. How we treat people is how our children are going to treat other people. Yeah? We are the ones that are creating that strain. That's on us. However, for the schools, especially high schools, guys, you just need to do something about it. I understand it may be a bit too much, a lot of pressure, a lot of paperwork and stuff, but man, don't just always sit there on your laptop. Communicate with us. There's been a couple of situations where my son's had some altercation at some schools, and I've had to go communicate with the school. So my son's telling me this stuff, and then the school's, oh, yes, no, it did happen. Come on, high schools, what's your guys' problem, man? Yeah? We all humans here, we all adults. Communicate with us. If there's an issue, corridor with us to find a solution. Yeah? But I feel for this mama massively. And over in Ahiteraria, straight up, guys, over in Aussie, come on. All you young bucks over there, you fellas are trying to keep up with the Kardashians, man. Like, shit. You ain't Hollywood. Come on. But this is just a straight up message to all the rangatahi, to all the teenagers, yeah? Find something that you guys are passionate about, yeah? Don't get yourselves in scots to trying to be the cool kid. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but it's 13 turning 40, yeah? Or 30, I think. That movie... This girl's trying to be the cool kid. Hey, and then once she gets older, she starts realizing about values and morals. Like, if you ever feel like that you guys are looking down on someone or judging someone, like, oh my goodness, yeah, she's so much like that. Like, oh, seriously, guys, what for? And did you guys know that the coolest people are actually the ones that use the judging? Just my advice to you guys, the best thing to do is to focus on yourselves. Yeah. Because eventually once you end up getting to 20, 25, if you're traveling overseas, are you still going to have these schoolmates or what? People change. Life changes just like that. Yeah. I had a friend at primary school, guys, and straight up, she was amazing. I thought she was going to be with me. Like, I thought she was going to be throughout our childhood. I thought she was going to be right till we were adults. And she ended up passing away at 10 years old, man. She was a real close friend too. Yeah. Things can change just like that. So, the best thing to do is focus on you. Focus on you, your journey, where you want to be. What's your aspirations? What's your passions? Focus on those. Because at the end of the day, what you're building now is going to be your future. Yeah? And if you're building up on massive gossip and trying to make friends, I tell you what, darling, you're going to be one of those old nannies that's going to be looking at someone else's house to go, oh, what's that person doing over there? Do you really want to be that nanny or what? Come on. That's just a bit of an insight, anywho. But kudos to this mama. As for the system, come on, guys. You need to find a better one, eh? And to the rangatahi, focus on yourselves, guys. 101. Peace.
Here's why I understand that woman who yelled at that kid in the class. No, it's not great. It shouldn't have had to happen. But do you remember a couple of years ago in Perth, how there was a child, a 12-year-old, who stepped out in front of a car, in front of her family, in front of her mum? That mum was a friend of mine from high school, Marin. Our kids were, same age, and it was devastating loss. And the coronial inquest that happened after that was that the mental health system failed that child. But you know what? In this case, I think the school system is failing this child, and that's why she lost it. The systems that take care of children have a duty of care, and if that child is not being protected from bullying, that school is failing their duty of care. And in that circumstance, if she causes a scene in order to get something to change to save her kid's life, I understand. Because that's what Marin had to do with the entire mental health child system in WA.
I debated whether or not to make this video or not, but I can't help myself watching the mother of that child go into the school and do what she did. As a father, I would have done much worse, I reckon. I stand with her and what she did because she has tried to protect her child and it's failing. So if we can't protect our children from that sort of stuff, what do we do? I couldn't handle it if that happened to my child. I've got 3 children, and if that happened to any of my children, God help the person that is bullying my kids relentlessly for no reason. So good on you, Mum. And for anyone that sort of thinks differently, wait till you have kids, then it breaks your heart out.
That mum that went in raging in the classroom in Adelaide against the bully of her child, that's a mum that's screaming, no one has listened to me. And you know what? Good on her. Good on her. Because it would have been something tragic that would have had to happen for these teachers, for the support to listen to that child and that mother that was getting bullied. This happens so much in our school systems and nothing is getting done about it. This was a cry for help from that mother and good on her. I don't blame her. As a mother myself, I would have done the exact same thing if I wasn't being heard. So good on you. Good on you for sticking up for your child. She'll thank you one day.
That mama bear in the classroom yesterday, totally losing it. I could hear it in her voice. The news portrayed it like very one-sided and made out like she was completely in the wrong. of course her behaviour, the words she was saying, it's inappropriate, etc. But I could hear it, and I think other mums could hear. This woman was at the end of her rope. I cannot even imagine having my child come to me after she's been bullied over and over and over, and apparently, the mother says later in an interview, for over a year, begging the school to help out with this bullying issue, and then to have your child come to you and say that the bully has told them to unalive themselves. What is that? What is it? Why are kids so cruel? I really, really don't get it. I don't just blame schools for not handling this properly. I feel like there's so much that needs to be done in schools. And if this happened in the school, then it needs to be taken care of by the school. But parents as well. Why are we allowing our kids to be so cruel? It's so cruel. I cannot imagine then, even as a mum, that one of my children would speak like that, would even say something so violent to another person. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And as much as, yes, she shouldn't have spoken like that and it was full on, this is a mama bear completely on the edge and in protection mode. And if you're a parent and you've never had that feeling, you're really, really lucky. Honestly, you're blessed. But if you're a parent who's had some experience of this, you know what this mum was going through. She's never been here before. She has probably never ever thought that she would speak like that or behave like that, because she's never been pushed to the absolute limit like that before. And she went into full mama bear protection mode. She said, my kids are my priority. I'm sorry that I spoke like that. But when your child comes to you and says something like that, and you are so afraid you're going to lose your child because kids are cruel, I don't get it. I don't get it. I hope this doesn't go away. We need to talk about this because we're losing kids. We're losing kids to this sort of bullying behaviour, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be resolved. Saying that we're going to stop parents coming in and abusing, etc. What else is being done for the whole scope of dealing with students who are completely out of control, cruel peer violence? What are we doing about that? That's what I want to know.
If you haven't seen the video of the mum storming the classroom to yell at a student that has obviously been bullying her daughter, the tonality and the frustration and the fear and just the like fuck you in her voice, it really shows that this was a final straw for this mum. Now, in the past year, multiple children have committed suicide because of bullying, because no one stands up for them. Teachers and parents might not see it. The parents of the bully probably say, oh, it's not my kid. So for a mum, generally for a mum to lose her shit like that, she's fucking saving her daughter's life. Well, that's my view on it anyway.
So there's this Australian mum going viral because she went to her daughter's school and confronted the bully and started yelling her, saying like, I'm gonna come at you, stop bullying my kid. And that just literally reminded me of me when I was in high school, like literally in year 12. I'll tell you guys, this is story time, okay? It's gonna be like a maybe 10-minute video. So when I was in high school in year 12, my little sister, she was in year 8, okay? We just moved to this new school, so I went there when I was in year 11 and she went there when she was in year 7. And she's so smart, she's like high achievers and everything. And she's in the class with a group of girls, like they're her friends and everything. And then these friends turn on her and they start bullying her, like proper bullying her. And it's been like, it goes on for months, like for so long. And she tells like the sub school, the teachers and whatever, and they just go to the girl, oh stop it, like she's your friend, like stop, just, you know, like blah blah, like brush it over. But I love that school, I love the teachers, but they just didn't do anything. So they didn't do anything, and I was not aware of this, okay? So I got along with everyone at that school. I was having so much fun and everything. Like, the school was literally my second home. I loved the teachers, everything. So then one day, I'm like, it's start of year 12, and literally was like Feb or March, like into the year, and I'm in year 12, okay? Supposed to take life seriously. And she comes up to me, my little sister, during recess, like the first break, and she's crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? Like, this is my youngest sister, okay? She's like my baby. So I'm like, why are you crying? I'm like with my friends. And she's like, oh, this girl in my class, she was, something like she walked past me and then she hit me with her books. So this girl has like walked past us, said something to her, my sister didn't reply, and she like chucked her books at her head. And I'm like, what did you do? She's like, I didn't do anything. And she just sat in class and she started crying, and then they just started making fun of her, saying like, oh, cry baby, whatever. And the teachers, I'm like, the teachers didn't do anything? She's like, no, they haven't done anything. Like, this teacher's aware, that teacher's aware. It's been going on for months and nobody has done anything. Blood boiled, okay? Like, really bad. Like, all those years of like anger management issues, everything just went out the window. And I'm like, okay, what's her name? What does she look like? She showed me what her name and like what she looks like, whatever. So I go around the entire school looking for this girl. Like, literally, I'm looking for her and I'm so angry. And I'm like I've made so many friends at this new school. Like, literally, it's a small school, everybody knows everyone, so everybody knows me. So like, everyone that knows me, like, they're like, what the fuck, like, why are you so angry? Because I'm like always bubbly, happy and whatever. So I'm like, I'm looking for this girl. Tell her to hide from me. This is so bad, but I was like grown ass girl. I was literally 18. So I'm like, tell her to hide from me, because if I find her, God, like, forbid what I'm gonna do to this girl. And it wasn't just one girl, okay? It was like a group of them, and they were all like collectively bullying her. But that one specifically is the one that hit her. So took it like physical, you know, like took it from verbal to physical. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get physical with you. So the entire school is like warning that girl, like, oh, Zafina's looking for you, blah blah. So then she hides, and then obviously the break finishes, because it's only like a 15-minute break. It finishes, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get her at lunchtime. Lunchtime break was like 30 minutes, I think. So I was like, I'm gonna have enough time. And then, so the whole like entire 2 periods before lunch comes, I'm boiling, and I'm just thinking of my sister's face. And like, she came to me like so helpless, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm gonna, like, literally, I was so mad. Oh, just put this on. So I'm like, I'm gonna get her. And then at lunchtime, where I can't hear myself. So then lunchtime comes around, and I go, and my classmates are like seeing me so angry. Like, the guys, they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, I am looking for this guy. So I find her, and this idiot, she was so scared, so she was hiding from me. But then she went and hid in like the blind spots of the school where there's no cameras. It was like behind some car park or whatever. And I found it, and I was like, what have you been doing to my sister? And she like talked back at me, instead of being like, no, whatever. She was just like, yeah, I did it, so what? Like, what are you gonna do? What did I do? I hit her. I like literally bashed the shit out of her. And this is a year 8 and I'm a year 12. Obviously, I'm meant to be like more mature, I'm meant to be an adult, whatever. But she's my height, bigger than me, okay? Like, bigger than me. And we're going at it, and there's a huge circle around us where like I'm fighting her proper, my friends. And then she like hit me, she freaking pulled my hair, so like my head was down on her knees. And then my friends jumped in and they hit her, and then her friends. It's just like a whole thing. We're fighting, like 10 people are just fighting each other. And then I got suspended, like internal suspension, because when the teachers came and like the principal got involved and everything, I was so mad. I was like, you guys have been doing nothing. You give people no choice but to take the matters onto their own hands. You do nothing to stop this, and then when shit hits the fan, you get mad at it. Like, what do you mean? And I was so mad at the school. I was like, I'm gonna sue you guys, whatever. So then my older sister comes, and then my parents come, and they're really, really mad at the school, because they're like, oh, our girl's been getting bullied this whole time and you've been doing nothing about it, And then the school's like obviously scared, because there's so many cases of young kids, literally like 13-year-old, 14-year-olds, like unaliving themselves because of bullying, like at school, because schools don't do anything, especially Australian schools. They don't do anything. So I was like so mad. Oh my god, this is so freaking hot. So then they were like, we can't do nothing to me, you have to punish her in some way. And I was like, I'm like, that's fine, like I totally get it, I was in the wrong, could have handled this better, so whatever you're gonna do, just do it. So then they suspended me, internally suspension, which is like I had to still go to school but I couldn't go to classes. And I was just like in the principal's office for 3 days, and I was reading my book, I was chilling, I was fine. But that girl, I scratched her face. Like, I have really long nails, I've always had really long nails and like sharp nails. So I scratched it, and I was like, every time you look in the mirror and you see the scars, remember this, like remember that bullying is not on, and you're not going to be a freaking bully for the rest of your life. You're like, this is your lesson, okay? And then her mom turned out to be like families with my mom, and her mom's like such a nice girl. She literally came over to our house, my mom invited her, whatever, because like this got really big, like they're from such a good family and everything. So I'm like, I don't get why you're a freaking bully. So the mom's like, oh, I can't believe, like I wouldn't believe that my daughter would do something like that. She wouldn't do it. Like, she was in denial until she came to the house, and my mom was like, no, your daughter literally did this to my daughter. And my sister was like, yeah, this is what she did to me. And she was there too. And the mom's like, did you do this? And she's like, yeah, I did. And the mom's like, the whole time at home she's been telling me that she hasn't done it, and that I was a liar and I was just hitting her for no reason. And then my mom started, like her mom started apologizing to my mom and like my sister and everything on her behalf, and made the daughter apologize to my sister too and everything. And I'm like, this could have gone so wrong if you didn't get it, like if I didn't get involved. Obviously I know it was wrong, like a year 8 versus a year 12, it's a huge thing, but like if I didn't get involved, it would not have been the same. And all the teachers, they agreed too. Like, there were this one teacher, she was like, yeah, I've got 2 sisters too, like I did the same thing in high school with bullies as well. Like, your siblings in your family has to stand up for yourself, or else it could go wrong. That is my baby, like that is literally my child. How dare you bully her? I can only hit her, I can only bully her, how dare you? Anyway, so I am totally on the Australian mom's side. Like, I'm so on her, and she's pregnant. Yeah. And no friend, thank you guys. And if I get hate for this, you're a bully, okay? Don't hate on me. I had to do what was necessary at the time being. I had to do it.